Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to quickly show you today how to take a photo with the sky and add a light flare or a lens flare really easily. Just so you can get a good idea, here's the before and here's the after. Now let's jump right in. The first thing you want to do is find a photo that has some sky in it or has a clear light source. So I've got a catalog open here with some photos from a trip I was on in Colorado, and I'm going to use this one because there's a good vantage point and your eye kind of goes down the photo. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of do your regular edits that you would do on a photo, just your normal ones. But then before I get into Photoshop, I'm going to take the radial filter essentially, and just drag it to wherever your light source is going to be, because when you're looking at a light source, it's bright, so you want that area to really represent what the sun would look like, right? So we can increase the temperature to the yellow spectrum, increase your whites a little bit, just to kind of give it a real flare. Another trick I'll use is I'll put it behind something or put it off to the side if the shadows are pointing a certain direction, but they're not so bad in this image. So let's have it just go here in between the clouds. So it looks like it's going to peek through the clouds there. So we'll kind of do that. Okay, great. Then the next thing you want to do is say edit in Adobe Photoshop. So now that it's open in Adobe Photoshop, I'm going to duplicate my main layer, create a smart object, just so that way if we make any filters on the duplicated layer, it's not going to interfere with the original image. So perfect. Then the next thing we want to do is make a new layer, hit G, and you can get your paint bucket, hit D, and that'll give you the black and white. Then just fill it with black, right click on the layer, convert to smart object. Then under your layer blend mode, you're going to select screen. That's going to basically remove all the black and just keep whatever we're about to put on it. So now we're going to choose the layer, select filter, render, lens flare, and we're going to try to position the lens flare right where we had the radial filter in Lightroom. Choose OK. So you can see I didn't get that just right, but because it's a smart object, we can double click on lens flare and move it over. Click OK. Do it one more time. Move it over just a little bit. Click OK. That's about perfect. And then the next thing we're going to do, because one lens flare looks fine, but to really give it a natural look, we're going to go ahead and do filter, render, lens flare again. And then we're going to choose 35. We can kind of drop it down or raise it up, whatever your personal preference is. Click OK. That adds a little more. Then we'll do it one more time. And you're welcome to do it as many times as you like until you get the look that you're going for. There we go. Okay, so you can see we've got our 3 lens flare filters. The next thing we're going to do is choose Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. And we're going to turn the saturation down to 0. And you can see what it's doing here. Then we're going to choose OK. And then finally, we're going to do that one last time. We're going to say Image, Adjustment, Hue and Saturation, and then we're going to choose Colorize. And now that is going to give us the ability to make all of it as if it were an actual lens flare from the sun. So then we'll choose, I like mine to be a little bit on the red side. Then we'll choose OK. And then we can drop the opacity down to make it as powerful or as non-power, as strong or as weak as we need to. But that's it. There you go. And the nice thing about doing this under a smart object is that you're not destroying any of your original layer. So if you need to go back and adjust any of these lens flares, you can do that no problem. So for example, let's go ahead and we'll make all of them just go over the ridge in the mountain here. So that was a little bit too low. We'll say okay. We'll just bring it up a little bit. There we go. We'll do it on the next one. Okay. Bring it over to the same spot. A little bit too low. Say okay. Bring the original, bring it over. Say okay. A little bit too low. There we go. So now it looks like the sun's coming from over top of the mountain. Some additional edits I might do on this one would be grab a adjustment layer and do hue and saturation, then set that to greens and increase the vibrance on our green layer. And then next I might do a curves layer. You can bring this down and really blow out the light. And then lastly, I'll duplicate our background layer. And I will grab a marquee tool, set it to 350 pixel feather, and kind of just come out like this around the flare, and then choose layer mask. So that's going to give us just that portion of the image. Then, because it's a smart object, we can add a filter. So we'll say filter. You got to be selected on the layer. You do filter, camera raw filter, and then to get that really nice soft light feel, because when the rays of light is coming down on you, it's going to be kind of soft and make your eyes not focus so well, so you just drop the clarity. There you go, and you can see the difference. I'll blow this up full screen for you, but I hope this helps some people make some light flares, make your images a little bit more interesting, and make sure to subscribe, post your questions below, and stay tuned for next time.